Hi there, Stampin' Peace friends. Welcome to my studio. I'm Mary Knabe, coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio. Today is Tuesday, February 11th, and I have a really neat fun fold. I cased it from a card I received, so I don't even know what the fold is called, and that special fold is going to be just part of the card. So I'm going to make one quick and easy card with you, showing you that technique, and I'll also show you a few more samples using that. This week I received a few Valentine cards. Here's one. This was from, let me think here, Donna Marshall. Here is one from Amanda Buck. And then this one is from Vesta Strebe. And it's this DSP square that I'm going to show you how to make. You can see it's kind of 3D and layered. And that is the inspiration for today's card making demonstration. I'm going to flip my camera around now, and while I do that, please share this video and invite others to join us. If you are watching replay, I would appreciate if you would also share this video. Whoops. Okay, there. Now I'm going to be making a birthday card, and the samples I show you at the end are also birthday cards. And as I go through those, I will tell you what stamp sets I've used. The first thing I want to mention is I am using the Full of Life 6x6 Designer Series paper. This has loads of colors. It looks like 14, 15, maybe 16 different colors. And you sort of get that rainbow look. Oh, Pat, maybe it is called that. The shutter or camera shutter. But look how pretty this is. So it's a good all-around set of paper. I think the colors scream summer, even spring. Also, they kind of scream celebration. So think of any kind of celebration card you might do. It could be birthday, anniversaries, congratulations for retiring, a graduation card, all kinds of things, right? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is show you, and Pat said she thinks this is called the camera shutter fold. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you that. Now, whatever side you want to be the outside, okay? I'm referring to these little triangles as the outside. Whatever side you want to be the outside, we're going to score with that side facing up. So I'm starting with a 6x6 square. And I will say that the measurements are a little bit different than on the sample I got. So if Vesta is watching, please know that I changed it up just a wee bit. Just to make it easier, I don't have to cut my Designer Series paper down. So 6x6, if you're using a 12x12 paper, obviously you would cut it to 6x6. And then on each side, I'm scoring at 1 1/4 inches. And again, the only reason I changed the dimension of the starting paper was just to make it a little bit easier, a little less cutting, fewer steps. Kathy, this is called Full of Life paper. Now I'm going to flip it over. Well, you can cut from either side, but basically what we're going to do is cut away the 4 corners. Now, sometimes when I'm cutting and folding, I will cut those corners away at an angle. I don't want to do that this time. I want to keep them, be sure to snip on the straight score lines, okay? Not angling those at all when I cut them away. So I'm just cutting on the score lines until they intersect. And that's how I quickly and easily get rid of the 4 corners. Now these are kind of fun. You might want to save those for a later project. Now I'm going to flip it over. So now I am looking at the inside. And what I'm going to do is cut on each side, but I'm going to cut an angle, okay, all the way across. Now, the important thing here is that you are cutting the same corner on each of those sides. So I'm going to give you a little tip. Let me grab it here. If you're worried that you're not going to remember, I'm just making an X with a pencil. And I'm going to do that top right corner all the way around. That's the corner I'm cutting away, okay? I made my samples without doing that, but that's a tip in case you want to help yourself out, especially maybe the first time or two that you are making the camera shutter. And then you're just going to cut from that point, the opposite corner point, to the inner point, okay? I'll remove that, and I'm going to turn it and do the same thing, going from here to there. And what I'm doing is putting my 2 endpoints right along the cutting groove. The other thing I want you to note is that when I cut these, I'm starting with my cutting blade over the designer series paper. The reason I do that is if we come at the paper at a corner, a sharp corner like that, it may rip the paper a little bit or scrunch it a little bit, and I want to avoid that. So I just set it down in the middle and up and down. And when I get to this point, I can feel when it's at the end. I can feel when it stops off the paper. So it's really easy. And like I said, if it helps you, you can put a little X in the corners that you're cutting away. Oops, just move that. Again, you might choose to save those scraps for another project. And then I'm just going to go around and fold each of these. And you don't really have to score. And just by nature of them folding and tucking all the way around, it'll have a little puff to it. It won't lie completely flat. And then on the last one, you're just going to tuck that corner in. Okay, let me do that part one more time. So I'm just going to start with the one, pull down the second, then the third triangle, And then on the fourth triangle, after I fold it down, I'm just going to tuck in, tuck in that large corner. Ah! Now I did it perfectly the first time. And I wanted to repeat the process for you just to see, and then I couldn't keep all my corners in there. Okay, and you can see how it's kind of 3D. Those triangles don't lay flat. Okay, that's why I wanted you to cut those corners away, straight lines right on the score lines we made. Okay, so now I am going to put the pieces of my card together. And like I said, the Full of Life Designer Series paper probably has 15, 16 different colors. I haven't counted, but it's a lot. So gives you a lot of options as far as what coordinating colors you're using, that sort of thing. Now, my finished shutter fold is 3.5 by 3.5. So I've cut a square of the berry burst, same as my card base, that measures 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Now I am going to mount this on this piece of white, but I want to stamp my sentiment down below. So I'm not going to adhere it yet, just in case I make a mistake. Then I'll be able to turn my white cardstock over. And yes, believe it or not, I make mistakes too. So I'm using the Happy Birthday from the Simply Said stamp set. This is one of my favorites. If you need a stamp set that just has a good variety of sentiments, I highly suggest this one. I use it so much. So I'm just going to stamp my Happy Birthday right there. And by placing this piece on here, it also makes it easy for me to center my sentiment between the bottom of the layered squares and the bottom edge of the white cardstock. Oops. And this will go in the center. And does anybody have a birthday coming up? Maybe in the next week or so? And if so, how old are you, if you don't mind sharing? Because in my center here, I want to die cut some numbers and put that age there. Anybody have a birthday coming up? Anybody this month? Vesta, how old, do you mind sharing how old you're going to be? '74, 74, and proud of it, right? Every year is earned, right? Every birthday we celebrate is earned. So I'm going to pull this 74 here. And I should say these are from the birthday celebration bundle, okay? Stamp set and die. So you can see there's lots of mixing and matching, but I love, love, love these numbers. So birthday celebration set. So I'm gonna pull in my Pat, 75 tomorrow. Congratulations. Happy birthday. And that's impressive. You still feel like 35? My goodness. When I had my surgery, well, my surgery was December 3rd, and on December 14th, I turned 60. And basically, I was just hanging out in my apartment with family helping me. Not my apartment, my house. Why did I say apartment? Duh. Hanging out in my house with my family here a lot. And one of the things I had to do was every hour get up and walk for 10 to 15 minutes. So I just kept making the same circle loop through my house. And I said to my kids, gosh, I didn't think I would be walking with a walker at age 60. But thank goodness I'm not now. Okay, where did my script paper go? This should do it. Actually, let me make sure. I was going to punch with a 2-inch circle. I think I'll just make it. In fact, I'm going to punch first rather than put my numbers down because I want to make sure that I center those digits. If you have a craft tweezers, those would probably come in handy right now. I do. I don't know why I don't use them more. I'll have to make that, start getting in the habit of using my craft tweezers a little bit more for holding things like this. I love the font of these numbers. And now I'm just going to pop up this circle in the center of my camera shutter, or shutter fold, I think that's what somebody called it. Just like that. And I'm gonna give it just a little bit of sparkle using my Wink of Stella. Make sure there's some in here. There we go. And I'm just going to go right over the top of these letters. And I can see it absorbing the liquid, but leaving behind just a very, very subtle, delicate shimmer. How many of you have done this fold before? I know that Vesta has, because she's the one that sent me the Valentine that I felt I needed to case. So Vesta, I'm sending this out to you today. All right, let me, and again, the happy birthday is from the Simply Said stamp set. Here's another one. I just chose different colors, different pattern from the Full of Life DSP. Carol, it's new to you? Yes, it was new to me too. I love learning new things and I love sharing new things with you. This is Make a Wish, which is also from the birthday celebration stamp set. Again, I used, this is a different paper from the Full of Life set, but this is the same as that. I just used the opposite side on the outside. Pat, it's birthday celebration dies, birthday celebration stamp set, and birthday celebration dies. Okay. And then I also made this one with the scrapbook album fold. Some people call it, some call it called the bookbinding fold. And this, Happy Birthday in the vertical position, which is one of my favorite stamps ever, is right here in the So Sincere stamp set. This is another great one to have a variety of sentiments. Okay, so you got to take a look at some really good sentiment stamp sets, So Sincere and Simply Said. These are ones I use over and over and over and over. And then my newest set of the birthday celebration bundle. All right, any questions? Any questions? Okay, I will be loading this video to YouTube, and then I will also do a blog post, and I will have all the dimensions there for the card I made today. Let's see, today's Tuesday. I will be back on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for another live demonstration. Also, if you missed the February 12 by 12 One Sheet Wonder demonstration, that is up on stampinpiece.com and also on YouTube at Stampin' Piece with Mary Knabe. And it has all the information you need to make 7 cards with 1 sheet of DSP. I use the Storybook Moments DSP, but you can use that One Sheet Wonder and card sketches with anything. Margaret's asking, will the flaps come out should you use glue? I would say no, because glue is going to make them flat. I think you get more of that camera shutter effect if you don't glue them. And this came in the mail all the way from Vesta in, let's see, Colorado, I believe. Okay, so I would not glue it. And you can see she did it. It came all the way from Colorado and it arrived folded, just like I showed you. Okay. All right, everybody. Pat, Vesta, happy birthday to both of you. And I look forward to seeing you on Thursday, February 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye-bye.